Here's your Raleigh, North Carolina market update for October of 2025. And this might as well be November of 2025 because today's date is actually October 30th. So there you go. Now, what's happening in Raleigh? Well, it's a slower market this year than last year. Why is that? There's three main reasons, and let's go to the tape to find out exactly why, or rather, let's go to the screen share. Let's see what I can show you here. First of all, I always like to go to check on interest rates. What's happening with interest rates? This is one of the three reasons why it's slow in Raleigh right now. Interest rates are still pretty high compared to where they were 5, 6 years ago. 6.19%. This is the average over the entire country. You can get some rates that are a little bit lower this, but even if you got it under six, most buyers are saying that's just too high. They want interest rates under five, under four. They're comparing that to their 3.0, whatever interest rates they have currently on the house that they own. They don't want to go from 3.0 to six or whatever like that. So that's slowing things down. Second reason is tariffs. A lot of buyers are very concerned about the effect tariffs are going to have on prices for everyday items. They're afraid that inflation is going to kick in once that stuff really kicks in. And they're afraid if they buy a house, they won't have enough money left over to pay for groceries. That's a real consideration. Third, and this is specific to the Triangle area, although it is kind of nationwide, the federal government's been canceling contracts and grants. And they're doing a lot of that. So what that's really affected the Triangle area quite a bit. We've got some major employers here in the Triangle that rely on government contracts and grants, specifically Duke University, which is the largest employer of the entire Triangle area. Tons of our Research Triangle Park companies rely on government contracts and grants, and they're just being canceled sort of left and right. We've had a lot of people come to us here. We're saying, we thought we would buy a house this year, not going to do it because I lost a job or we're afraid of losing a job. There's a hiring freeze going on at Duke University right now. So that's a real consideration. Let's check some other numbers to see what's really happening here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. First of all, let's take a look at inventory. This is how many sellers are trying to sell compared to how many buyers are trying to buy. It's gone up this year compared to last year. This year, the number is 3.6 compared to 2.9 at the same time last year. So inventory is rising, giving buyers more choices of what they'd like to buy. Let's drill down a little deeper and see what's happening in Raleigh. The Raleigh month supply of inventory, it's the same number, 3.6. It was a little bit more last year. It was 3.0, but it's still 3.6 today. More importantly for Raleigh, take a look at days on market until sale. It's gone up this year compared to last year. It's 36 days on market. That's average days on market until you get a contract. It was only 21 days last year. That's pretty significant. And then finally, looking at the numbers, let's take a look at the average sales price. Right now, today, it's 568K, which is a pretty good number. I mean, only a few years ago, it was in the 400s, but that's down 4.2% since the same time last year, which was 593. So that's pretty interesting. Prices are literally coming down in Raleigh. That said, if you're thinking about buying a house in Raleigh, what can you get? Let's just take a quick peek at that. So we've got, let's go to the MLS system. Here I've done a quick search, inputted a quick search to see what we can get at that average price point of 568. So I'm looking for homes that are currently listed between 550 and 575. We hit the search button here and we see 40 homes currently on the market. There's a lot of houses on the market in Raleigh. You've got a lot to choose from. So I'll just very quickly show you what you could get for these two at these price ranges. At the top of the price range at 575, we've got this house here on Barksdale in Woodcrest. It's a small house at 1716 square feet, and yet they're asking 575. What's the deal with that? Well, if you take a look at the listing itself, go to the mapping feature, you'll see that this house is within the belt line of Raleigh. Homes within the belt line sell for a lot more than outside the belt line. So, and you can compare that to the very next listing at that same price point. This home on Southern Charm in Southern Meadows, same price point, but much bigger house. The last house was 1716 square feet. This one is 2781. Well, where's it located? Let's take a look. Hit the mapping button, and it's off Malweathers Road. Scroll out, scroll out, scroll out. Oh, look at that. It's not only outside the belt line, it's outside 540. So it's way far from downtown. That's the difference. You get a much bigger house the farther you get away from downtown Raleigh, but you're going to have a bigger commute. In fact, you're going to have a pretty bad commute trying to get back to Richard Triangle Park, which is here where this Bland's thing is, sort of around there. Let's take a look at the bottom of this list, what you can get for $550. Well, here we go. This is a home that's a large home, 3,300 square feet. Wow, why is that one so inexpensive? Once again, hit the mapping feature. There it is off Longleaf Estates. Scroll out, scroll out, scroll out, and it's way northeast of Raleigh, outside 540, way far from downtown. Take a look at the next listing at that price point, also at 550. You see a one-level home on Athens Drive. It's a much smaller home, 1,670 square feet. Take a look at the map, and it's right close to 440, backs up to 440 just about, but it is within the belt line. So there you go. A couple of quick examples of what you can get between 550 and 575. While I've still got you, let me just quickly highlight a home that we here at Team Armand EXP have on the market. I would be remiss in my duties if I did not point out this home, which is a great house, 5119 Orbell Court, asking $749, and please notice the picture there. It's on a lake. It backs up to a lake. So it's very hard to get lakefront property in Raleigh. This is one, and it's a beautiful home, relatively new. It's got some beautiful hardwoods, a fantastic kitchen with granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. It's got an open floor plan. It's got this wonderful sunroom. That's the living room with a great gas fireplace. Wonderful sunroom, which overlooks this wraparound deck, which is overlooking the lake. It's really worth looking at. And not only that, great master bath, primary bath that's been renovated just before we put it on the market. It was completely redone. Also, upstairs, hidden benefit for owning this home, 5119 Orbell, is the media room. It has a huge media room upstairs with blackout curtains and all the good stuff like that. It could be converted back to a bonus room if you'd like, or even a bedroom if you'd like. It's worth taking a look. 5119 Orbell in South Raleigh. Look at that great deck overlooking the lake. We always post a floor plan with all of our listings because we want potential home buyers to know what the house's layout is like. So many agents do not post floor plans. It's very, very frustrating. Look at that lake. It's gorgeous. And there's a beach there over there. On the other side of the lake, there's a pool that the HOA is part of, so you would have access to this pool and that beachfront playground, picnic areas. 5119. Let me know when you'd like to see it. Let me know when you've got any questions at all about the Raleigh, North Carolina housing market, or anywhere in the triangle. Team Armand EXP Realty covers the entire triangle. We'd love to help you folks. Just let me know what your questions are. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.